What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with another Destiny 2 video as we continue the path through Heresy Act 3. And of course, in the next couple of weeks, it's all going to sort of come to a head, at least with the main conclusion of the Heresy story. It is entirely possible, a bit further down the road, that there could be further events as part of the Heresy story, which will perhaps lead us into the next expansion. But outside of that, the next couple of weeks in game will largely be focused on the story, although there are a couple of secrets and things hidden on the Dreadnought, which may pop up in the coming weeks. So we'll talk about some of that stuff for the reset this week, as well as Destiny 2's next update. Yes, the Tuesday updates continue, so looks like another patch is dropping this week. We'll speak about how that may connect to some further updates we're getting at the start of May. Plus we'll talk about quest steps for this week, missing rewards that Bungie have now spoken about in some capacity, and also this week there will be a significant Bungie reveal. Yes, it does relate to their new game, Marathon, but we have some specific details now, so I may as well let you guys know about that. And of course, with the conclusion of the Heresy story coming up shortly, that Marathon reveal sort of out of the way, and Rights of the Nine approaching, it's looking fairly safe to say that we're going to get some significant reveals for Destiny very soon as well. So quite a lot of stuff going on in many ways. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please do hit the subscribe button down below if you're new around here. Then I can keep you up to date with a whole bunch of content, but otherwise, now let's get into it. And so first up, thing to be aware of with the weekly reset this week, Bungie did share upcoming Destiny 2 maintenance for the update that we'll get at reset, which will be patch 8254. So as always, there'll be a bit of downtime ahead of this, but hopefully otherwise we'll have a fairly smooth reset. And on the subject of at least a couple of the changes that we're going to get in the patch today, Bungie have confirmed that Hull Breach was supposed to be able to be a starting zone for the Nether. Over the weekend, they fixed that as a starting zone, so that's helped players find some of the secret stuff. However, they also confirmed essentially that the founts in the Nether has also been bugged ever since the start of Heresy and was also supposed to be a potential starting zone. So frustrating that it took quite a long time to address that, but at least they are now. And for update 8254, Bungie have said we are shipping a fix to allow initial spawns into all areas of the Nether, including the founts and the Hull Breach. Once that fix has been confirmed live in game, we'll send out some updated comms. And additionally, they add, for players seeking specific spawn areas, we highly recommend leveraging the Explore node or forming a fire team of 3 to join the hunt. And I guess that's in reference to if you are trying to load in for a specific zone and you're going to leave if you don't get that zone. Obviously, it is much better to do it in Explore, as it's less disruptive to other players. Plus, at least on the tooltip, it says Nether secrets can be found in the Explore node. So I'm not sure if some of the secrets will spawn more consistently on Explore versus with the fire team one. So something to keep in mind. Regardless, if you're still hunting down any secrets on Hull Breach or the founts, this will be a useful update. Still might be a bit of frustration there, having to load and load and load again, but it's certainly better than having to run the majority of the activity only to find that you don't get the zone you need. So it's an improvement for the moment nonetheless, and give us your thoughts below. Otherwise, I will keep you posted with additional patch notes at reset. Also, a lot of stuff going on at the minute is kind of paving the way for update 826, which will be dropping in early May as we understand it. Outside of the conclusion of the main parts of Heresy story in the next couple of weeks, that will be the next most important content drop, where we'll get heavy metal, Ride of the Nine, sandbox tuning, and perhaps a few other things as well. And on the subject of the Dreadnought, either way, while the vast majority of secrets and sort of encounters and things have already been experienced and found at this point, triumphs indicate there are actually a handful of other things yet to become available in the game. Looking at the Dreadnought Collector Triumph, I have 44 out of 50 here, and from multiple reports, all up-to-date players are in the same position. So the indication is, from that, is that we are going to get more things rolling out potentially over the next couple of weeks alongside the Heresy story conclusion. Speaking of that conclusion, there are a total of 8 remaining quest steps for the Act 3 story section, so it's hard to know exactly on paper, but that main quest thread is set to conclude either this week or next. I'm guessing it probably will be next week's reset and not this one, but as we know, beyond that, there will supposedly be quite a lot of story connectivity between Heresy, Ride of the Nine, and the next expansion for the game. So once this story has sort of concluded, I believe that will open up the opportunity for Bungie to speak about the expansion itself. So might be something to look out for at the later part of April. And otherwise, if there are any important things worth knowing about Heresy content this week, I'll be sure to keep you posted. Something separate, as I mentioned a couple of days ago, players have been asking the question about Vesper's Host being featured. It's not due to be a featured dungeon this week, but Despite a recent attempt at fixing the missing featured rewards, which allow you to actually farm for Icebreaker, that still hasn't been working, and Bungie have marked an answer in relation to that as the official answer on the Bungie forums, which basically means they haven't specifically spoken about it themselves, but have essentially confirmed that Icebreaker is still bugged. And at the moment, I don't actually know what the dungeon rotation is going to be for this week's reset, so maybe Bungie are going to set it up manually or something, and who knows, if we get a fix, they might feature it again in the near future, but that fix isn't confirmed just yet. My final mention for the moment, though, is for Marathon. Now, every time I speak about Marathon, I have to say, yeah, I know not everyone in the Destiny player base automatically loves Marathon. That's an interesting and separate conversation I maybe will have in the next couple of days, but following the ARG that's been taking place over the past few days, which in itself actually was pretty cool, Marathon the game have now said, join us on Saturday, April 12th at 10 AM Pacific, which is the same as the daily reset time in Destiny. That's a time zone conversion in itself, but that's when the Marathon gameplay reveal showcase will actually take place. So Marathon reveal dropping this weekend, and it'll be live on twitch.tv/Marathon the game. Of course, at the moment, it's a game that we largely have seen no gameplay for. The only little bit, at least showing some of the world, I guess, right here, is a teaser trailer that they actually posted for the reveal itself just yesterday. So if you've yet to see it, here it is. And so that was pretty cool, in my opinion, as far as, art style and things like that, and potential for Bungie gameplay to be, well, in the classic way, very good. I actually like quite a lot of what they show off in this little teaser. Definitely has the Battle Royale vibes, hearing those sort of gunfights going off in the distance and stuff. Also, what's the deal with the cat? Gotta say, I'm not really clued up on Marathon lore historically, but are these gonna be almost, spirit animals, familiars, pets? Who knows? I'm sure there is a good story and probably gameplay reason for their existence. So, of course, Marathon is known to be a sort of extraction shooter type game, but the full showcase will answer a lot of questions about precisely what it is, what the gameplay will actually look like, and it's certainly gonna give players a better idea in general of the potential appeal of Marathon. I would hazard overall that no, Marathon is not really designed for the bulk of the existing Destiny audience, but again, I think there's a separate conversation we can have about the relationship between these two projects. So maybe we'll do that at some point soon, but if you do want to see it, save the date. Plenty of information, presumably, coming this weekend on the 12th of April. For today though, guys, that's what we have to speak about, so keep it locked and loaded here on the channel. If you want to see more Destiny content, largely, then get subscribed. Otherwise, if you found the video useful, a rating really does help us out down below. And let us know as well any stuff that you're planning or hoping to get done inside of Destiny this week as well. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.